Chapter 112 to 115. Once again, Chi-Chi quickly made her way over to Kakarot and this time lifted him up before making her way back up to the stands. Once she arrived, Chi-Chi reached into Kakarot's pocket and pulled out his last remaining senzu bean and shoved it in his mouth. A few seconds later, Kakarot was fully healed up and woke up. Goku-hee, seems I overdid it. When Kakarot jumped off the stage, Beerus and Kampa stopped arguing, and while Kampa was having a mini celebration, Beerus wasn't angry nor panicking like he was in the show, which is obviously because of my interference. Seeing as it was my turn, I stood up, and when I did I could feel everyone's eyes on me, even the participants from Universe 6, but I didn't bother with them as I wanted to get this stupid tournament over with and get back to training. Taking off my bracers, as I plan on using most of my power to defeat Hit quickly, jumping from the stand I land on the arena, not bothering to hide my ki. Sage of Hit wasn't so injured and exhausted from the earlier matches. I would have liked to see how powerful an assassin like Hit trying to kill me was, but never mind. Announcer-10th match, begin. When the announcer started the match, Hit instantly activated his time skip ability, and I also activated Akari as I'm not here to play around. Breaking through Hit's ability, I landed a punch on his face with enough force that when Hit slammed into the dome, it started cracking before it instantly repaired itself. Powering back down, I fly back to the viewing area, put on my bracers, and sit back in my spot, which was on the edge of the stands, away from almost everyone. Announcer-WW winner Lord Beerus. Kampa-AAHHHHHH, not fair, this isn't fair. Beerus-well, as much as I'm happy seeing my brother lose, I pretty much expected to win. Whis-ho-ho, but of course, there aren't many beings in the 12 universes that have power rivaling Sages. Goku-nice job Sage. Vegeta-humph, Hit was already exhausted and wounded, so it wasn't even a challenge to beat him. With everyone having their own conversations, I saw Hit make his way back to the Universe 6 viewing area and watched how when he talked with Kampa, he got even angrier and started blaming all of it on his team. When Kappa tried to calm Kampa down, it had the opposite effect, and then Kampa started threatening to kill them all as he created an energy sphere right above his head. Goku-hey, what's he doing? Is he really about to kill them? When Kakarot was about to try and interfere, Beerus stopped him. Beerus-stop Goku, this isn't your place to interfere. Kampa is a destroyer, and what he's doing is his job. Although Kakarot looked really reluctant, he did indeed stop, but then Kampa asked something, which I reflexively answered by accident as I'm not known for being nice. Kampa-do you mortals take me, Lord Kampa as a fool? Sage-yes. Although I said it quietly, we weren't that far away from one another, and besides everyone here is quite powerful so they heard anyways, but when I spoke, I felt everyone's gaze land on my body. Sage didn't mean to say that, but whatever. Kampa forget about his own team and looked over in our direction while demanding who said that, and almost everyone near me backed even further away from me, making it obvious who said it. Kampa-so you're the one who said that, don't you know who I am, mortal? Sage-you're a fool, and apparently dumb as well. Whis-ho-ho-ho. Betos-ho-ho. Beerus-ha-ha-ha. Vegeta-hee-hee-hee. When I responded, I could hear a few people laugh at my remark while trying to hide it, well except for Beerus, who laughed out loud. Kampa seemed to get even more enraged at being laughed at and released ki in my direction. Seeing him attack, I quickly dropped my bracers and used Akari at full power to block the attack, but even then I still received some damage. Sage-tch, even this pathetic excuse for a destroyer is far more powerful than me, it's honestly embarrassing. When Kampa attacked, everyone stopped laughing and distanced themselves from me, probably didn't want to get caught up in whatever was going on. Locking eyes with Kampa, I watched as he made his way over till he was standing right in front of me while practically blasting his ki, covering the entire dome in his energy, and I was receiving the brunt of the attack, which was constantly injuring me, but I didn't back down and stared Kampa dead in the eye with a crazy huge smile on my face. Sage-is that the best you got, you pathetic excuse for a destroyer? When I said that, Kampa looked like he was about to attack again, but before he could, Betos interrupted with some important news. Betos-oh, it seems Lord Zeno has arrived. Whis-ho-ho, it seems he has indeed. When the name Zeno was mentioned, Kampa's rage instantly vanished along with his aura disappearing, immediately after he looked around and saw Zeno standing in the middle of the arena along with his two bodyguards. When he saw Zeno, his face morphed into fear as he along with Beerus immediately arrived in front of him and did a 90-degree bow with both of them greeting him. Beerus, Kampa-Lord Zeno. Zeno-I saw you were having fun without me, don't do that next time. Beerus-why yes, of course Lord Zeno. Compa-it was our fault Lord Zeno, we won't do it again. While everyone watched the interaction between them, Whis and Vados arrived and started informing Zeno of all the unprofessional things they've done throughout their life as a destroyer. Zeno if that's so we might need new destroyers. When Zeno said that, everyone saw how Beerus's and Compa's bodies started shaking with fear before Zeno relieved them. Zeno just joking, but while I was watching the tournament I enjoyed it, so next time let's do it and have all 12 universes participate. And then out of nowhere, Kakarot walks towards Zeno to greet him, but his guards stop him before Zeno allows him to come forward. When Kakarot arrives in front of Zeno he reaches down and shakes his hand. Goku nice to meet you, I'm Goku. Zeno I'm Zeno. When Kakarot let go of his hand, Zeno reached out for his guard's hand before saying farewell, and then disappeared, causing Beerus and Compa to collapse while releasing a sigh of exhaustion. Once Beerus and Compa got their bearings again, they headed to their respective group and prepared to leave, as neither of them were in the mood to do anything else after narrowly escaping death. As everyone from Universe 7 made their way over to Whis so they could get back to Earth, I saw Kappa walk over to Vegeta starting a conversation before eventually bowing, which caused Vegeta to get angry at him as he sent him off. Beerus Goku, hurry up. With Beerus's yelling, Kakarot quickly returns from talking with Hit, who disappeared along with everyone else from Universe 6 as they head back to their universe. Once Kakarot arrived, Whis created the cube used for carrying everyone and left the planet, but Beerus stopped him from continuing on his way to Earth. Beerus Bulma, I was told you managed to create a Super Dragon Ball finder, mind using it? Bulma well, I've already tried using it and even when I cover the entire universe, I still only find 6 of them, maybe they aren't in our universe? Beerus no, it should be in our universe as Compa told me he explored all of Universe 6 and found only 4 Super Dragon Balls, he later found 2 more in our universe before visiting me, which means the remaining one has to be here. As I watched Beerus and Bulma debate about the location of the last remaining Super Dragon Ball, I thought about not saying anything so Beerus doesn't manage to get all 7 of them. Sage no, that sadly won't work, besides I would much rather keep this timeline as close to what I remember, so as not to expect any surprises. I'm also currently heavily injured from combat and would like to heal. I have no doubt I'll receive a massive Zenkai, but still, that was really stupid to provoke Compa like that. I need to remember that I'm not here to do what I want, until I get Mia back my desires can wait. Berating myself on my reckless actions from earlier, I lift my arm up and aim it towards the planet we were previously on and shoot a small ki blast. Although it's small I made it powerful enough to destroy a planet or two. Everyone, including Beerus, was confused about why I did that, but when the planet exploded they finally understood why. Bulma the planet was the Super Dragon Ball. Beerus well, that makes things easier, might as well use them right now. Saying that Beerus walks out of the cube and stands on top of it as he summons Super Shenron. Beerus God language come forth, Dragon of the Gods, and grant my wish pretty peas. When Beerus finished speaking all the Super Dragon Balls started glowing as lighting channeled to each one linking them all like a chain, then they started glowing even more brightly, eventually making the brightness rival that of the stars, causing everyone to close their eyes and look away. Right after that, the brightness disappeared and when we opened our eyes to look back, we saw a golden dragon with wings attached to his limbs. Super Shenron currently wasn't that big, but with each flap of his wings, his size continued to grow exponentially, and eventually, we couldn't even tell if he was still growing as all we saw was one giant golden scale. Luckily, it seems Super Shenron was kind enough to back away allowing us to see his face, and although I said back away, with his current size I couldn't tell you how many hundreds of millions of light years away his projected body is away from us. Yeah, you heard right, projected body. If I recall correctly, Super Shenron's actual body is too big to be able to fit inside a universe, so whenever someone summons him, he projects his body instead. Super Shenron -to who has summoned me, state your wish. Beerus God language I wish for a copy of Universe 7's Earth to be placed in the spot where the Earth originally was in Universe 6. After Beerus stated his wish, Super Shenron's eyes glowed red for a quick second before saying farewell as he glowed brightly before disappearing, along with the 7 Super Dragon Balls. Super Shenron your wish has been granted. Once Super Shenron disappeared, Beerus stepped back into the cube, and immediately he was bombarded with questions. Since he spoke in the language of the gods, no one knew what he wished for except for Whis and me. Although I can't speak the language of the gods, I do remember what he wished for in the show. With everyone situated inside the cube, Whis who standing on top of it tapped his staff and instantly we shoot off into the vastness of space, heading straight for Earth. Underscore underscore underscore. Underscore underscore underscore. Finally arriving on Earth, the first thing I wanted to do was leave and start healing, but when we arrived at Capsule Corp there was a giant table in the backyard, and the table was filled with food, large amounts of food everywhere. If it was anyone else I didn't know I wouldn't have eaten any of that food, no matter what type of situation I was in, but the people who are surrounding me are people I know, they may not be of the same timeline, nonetheless, I still know them, so I eventually stayed and started eating as much food as possible. After several minutes of eating, I was currently stuffed full of food. Standing up, I said my thanks before blasting off into the sky, heading up to the moon to sleep for a while and heal. Sage, thanks for the food. Once I made it to the moon, I looked for a small crater and when I found one, I landed in the middle before laying down and going to sleep not too long after. Underscore underscore underscore. Underscore underscore underscore. Groggily opening my eyes, I'm blasted with the intense luminosity of the sun causing me to instantly close my eyes in pain, before opening them up again several seconds later. Standing up, I get out of the crater and check how much my injuries have healed while I was asleep. Sage, fully healed? I know my healing ability is powerful, but even I shouldn't be fully healed after taking the brunt of Compa releasing his ki in one night, it should have taken a few nights at least. Confused about how I've healed so quickly, I head down to Earth landing in a populated city. Landing on the sidewalk, I grab the man who just walked by me by his shoulder and ask him the date. Sage, what's the date? Mob, hey man, let go of it's August T12th. Frowning at the knowledge, I let the man go as he ran off while I was thinking. Sage, August 12, that means I've been asleep for 3 whole days, that's unnatural, as with my endurance I could go about 2 weeks without sleep, though by the end of it I'll be really tired. As I continued pondering on why I had such a long sleep, it finally hit me as ever since I've arrived in this timeline, all I've been doing is training on Beerus's planet and the only time I would sleep is when I'm injured, but ever since my power grew to a point where even Vegeta and Kakarot's attacks didn't injure me much I started finding sleep as unnecessary and slept for as little as possible. Sometimes I wouldn't even sleep for a week straight and only trained. Sage, it seems like having done that for several months had finally caught up to me, and I can feel it as well. I currently feel great, far better than before and my power got a good increase also. Anyways though, with the tournament over, I'll stay on Earth until Goku Black appears as I only know it'll happen in a few months. And with that revelation, I fly out of the city, heading in a random direction, obviously to continue my training. While training on Earth, months continued to fly by as I either meditated, trained my body, or did other things to improve my power. Nothing interesting has happened since I decided to stay on Earth after the Universe 6 tournament, although currently, I can tell Beerus is on the planet, probably enjoying some human food. In the middle of my training, I suddenly sensed the arrival of a new ki appearing out of nowhere, which allowed me to confirm that Goku Black will be appearing soon as I could sense 2 beings with the exact same ki signature, and that can only mean future Trunks has arrived. Stopping my training, I take off my weighted clothes, which don't help me much anymore, and store them inside one of my pants pockets before flying in the direction of Capsule Corporation. Luckily, I arrived just in time to see Trunks wake up and suddenly attack Kakarot, eliciting confusion from everyone, and my arrival didn't help with the confusion as almost everyone is still wary of my presence. Bulma, Trunks, calm down, you're safe right now, alright? When Trunks heard Bulma speak, he stopped focusing on Kakarot and looked around before eventually falling back on the chair he was laying on. Trunks, so, I'm assuming I'm back in the past, mother? Bulma, well, for you, yes, but to us, it's still the present. Vegeta, so boy, what happened to make you seek help from us again? When Vegeta asked Trunks that question, everyone's ears perked up and they all started listening intently as Trunks started explaining about his enemy. After about 10 minutes later of explaining, everyone now understood what Trunks had been up against and why he was forced to go back into the past and seek help. Vegeta, so, someone took over Kakarot's body and started a rampage, which we all died too, and now this Goku Black as you call it is terrorizing Earth? Trunks, yes, basically. Goku, Trunks, let's fight, I need to get an idea of how strong this enemy is. When Kakarot said that, he flew off into the sky and hovered directly over the backyard. Trunks, seeing Kakarot, accepted his invitation and followed right after him. Bulma, why do they have to fight right here? Luckily, I expected something like this would happen one day and prepared in advance. Once Bulma finished speaking, she reached into her lab coat pocket and brought out a control device. After poking a few buttons, parts of the Capsule Corp buildings started glowing before shooting a beam towards where Kakarot and Trunks had just started their battle, and once the beams were just about to hit them, they stopped and started forming a big bubble that completely surrounded them, preventing any shockwaves caused by the battle to leave. Bulma dashed there, now we don't have to worry about them destroying the place. As we watched the battle unfold, Trunks eventually transformed into SSJ2, drastically increasing his power, but it was still far below Kakarot's as Trunks still has Mortal Ki. Once Trunks transformed, Kakarot told him to hit him with his strongest attack. Complying, Trunks unleashed all of his power and sliced him from above with his sword, and unsurprisingly Kakarot easily caught his sword between his fingers, but the impact caused the dome surrounding them to shatter, immediately causing the release of such ki to create a huge gust of wind with Trunks at the epicenter. While Trunks was shocked by the power Kakarot displayed as he effortlessly caught his attack, Kakarot threw him back before hitting him to the ground, easily winning the spar. Goku hehe, I must say Trunks, you're quite strong, and if you can't defeat that black guy, then he must be even stronger. Trunks yeah, but with your power, it'll be easy for us to defeat him. While Trunks and Kakarot were talking, all of a sudden above us, a black hole in space appeared, catching everyone's attention. As everyone continued staring, the black hole continued to grow in size till it was the size of a small house before stopping, and coming out from the center of the black hole was Kakarot in all black clothing, or Goku Black. Trunks damn it. Black, how did you get here? Goku Black so this is where you went, back in time, and to answer your question, I just followed the same pathway you used while traveling between time and space. Trunks, hearing that, grabbed his sword and was about to charge at him, but I flashed behind him and stopped him before he could do something stupid. Sage don't bother, you're too weak. Trunks how what, Sage? What are you doing here? Last time I saw you was when you fought against 21. Sage we can talk about it later, but if you don't mind I'll go and kill him. Letting go of Trunks' shoulder, I fly up into the sky towards Goku Black and hover a few meters in front of him. Goku Black so your name is Sage. That woman warned me that I'll probably find you here, and she told me that if I encounter you I would die, but even if you're stronger than me it doesn't matter, I'll still kill you. Raising an eyebrow at his words, I question him back. Sage TSK, so 21 is currently in your timeline. Thanks for the information. If I didn't eventually go after her, I'm sure Whis would have gotten suspicious of me. Right, when I finished talking, Goku Black shot a ki blast at me, but I just swatted it away, causing him to raise an eyebrow at the show of power. A second later, he charged at me while I charged at him as well. Once we collided, I released an unrelenting assault of attacks on him, not even giving him a chance to counterattack as he is too weak to do so. While I was pummeling him, I noticed his power started increasing, but even so, nothing changed for him as the amount of power he was gaining was Kakarot's power that he hadn't fully unlocked yet. Nonetheless, it wouldn't matter until he transformed into SSJR. I wouldn't have to take off the bracers. While in the middle of the fight, I suddenly thought of trying to use Goku Black to lure 21 out. Sage, if I kill him, will 21 appear? Don't know, but it's worth a shot. Following my idea, I instantly go for the kill, aiming to rip my hand through his body where his heart is. Goku Black, seeing my intent to kill him, quickly gets flustered while trying to dodge, but the difference in our power is far too great for him to be able to do anything, and right when I was about to touch his chest, my hand was stopped mere centimeters away from his chest by a pink hand I'm all too familiar with. Following the arm to its body, I see 21 standing right behind Goku Black with her hand stretched around his body. 21 so eager to see me, aren't you, Cupcake? Taking my arm back from 21's hand, I use my tail and grab a hold of Goku Black's ankle, before chucking him away, as I never really cared about him. 21 quite mean, but it seems like you want to be alone with me, how sweet. Feeling uncomfortable with her way of speaking, I get straight to the point. Sage TCH, whatever, anyways, want to tell me why you've teamed up with that wannabe Kakarot? 21 ever since you managed to defeat me, which I thought would have been impossible, I've come to realize that among the so-called Z fighters, you're the only one who can actually kill me. So I decided to take a vacation and start farming. I'm currently in the phase of fattening up my cattle, and I'm just waiting to devour him. By the time she got to the end of her speech, her face had an evil smile while eyeing Goku Black, currently fighting against Kakarot. Sage you're always trying to devour someone, haven't you ever thought of training? 21 do you take me for a fool? Of course I trained. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have had the confidence to confront you so easily. Though it looks like Goku Black's time is about to be up, so I'll be returning with my cattle. Also make sure to drop by. I wouldn't mind a spar with my so-called rival. As much as I would like to fight her right now, our battle would have most likely killed everyone but maybe Kakarot and Vegeta, watching her smile and wink at me before disappearing through the black hole, while Goku Black was getting dragged back as well, but no before destroying Trunks' time machine. GB hahaha, good luck getting back. Once Goku Black got dragged into the portal, it disappeared as if nothing had ever happened. Landing on the ground, I sit in a chair right beside Beerus and Whis, who have been watching the entire thing play out. Whis that was 21 I presume, right Sage? Sage yeah, satisfied? Whis ho ho, you caught me, but I must say 21 would make a great destroyer. Sage whatever you say, but do you guys plan on doing anything with Goku Black? Beerus to be capable of wielding the time rings that only Supreme Kais can use, it seems we most likely have to get involved, but I'm not helping in destroying that guy, I'm only going to kill the culprit in our timeline. While our conversation was going on, Bulma had just returned with a capsule in her hands before she threw it, revealing the time machine used by Cell, although it doesn't seem to be in good shape. Bulma I've been working on creating the time machine, and while I know how to fix it, it'll still take me a few more days for me to be able to produce the fuel needed as it's the most important ingredient. Vegeta which means we can go and kill that Goku Black. When Trunks heard Bulma, he got relieved knowing he can still return to his timeline, but Whis decided to interrupt them. Whis you know time traveling is a forbidden act even among gods, right? Bulma B but it's not that bad right? Whis for your information, usually when someone time travels, we send people to kill or capture them. What do you think Sage is here for? After he finished talking, everyone looked at me, causing me to smirk at them, which seemed to have slightly scared most of them. Sage guess it doesn't matter what timeline I'm in, humans will always be quite easily frightened. Trunks but I have to go back and save my planet from destruction. Whis ho ho, then good luck. When Whis replied, it caused everyone to get confused as it didn't match what he said before. Bulma so, you're not going to stop us? Whis nope, normally I would, but it seems like this time we have a god interfering with the time, so Beerus has decided to get to the bottom of it. Goku, Vegeta, and Sage will go with you to fix your timeline and return it to how it should have been. Goku yes, that means I can fight that guy again. Hey, Whis, can you train me please? Whis no. Goku fine. Then I'll go to King Kai's planet and train there. Then Kakarot disappeared, with only fighting on his mind. Right after, Vegeta urges Trunks to follow him as they start heading to the forest while Bulma takes the time machine and heads back inside to continue working on it. Whis then returns to Beerus's side, who is now standing. As they prepare to set off, I quickly jump beside them and grab Beerus's shoulder with my tail, causing both of them to look at me weirdly. Sage tch, don't look at me like that, besides I already know who the culprit is. Beerus how do you know? Sage you guys clearly weren't paying attention to when Trunks explained about Goku Black, were you? He said that not only is there Goku Black but another one who looks identical to a Supreme Kai. Apparently he was stupid enough to expose his origins as Zamasu, an apprentice Supreme Kai of Universe 10. Whis ho ho, well excuse me, but the food was so delicious that I got sidetracked. Beerus whatever, now we know where to go. Once we finished talking, Whis tapped his staff on the ground and we instantly shot off into space. After we've been traveling for several minutes, I suddenly felt as if I had passed through a glass wall, causing me to hear a shattering noise. Sage probably just left the universe. Not long after, we passed through what felt like another glass wall, causing me to think we have arrived in Universe 10. We didn't stop and continued shooting off in the distance before eventually stopping on Universe 10's sacred planet, after almost an hour of traveling from Earth to here. Once we landed, immediately two beings appeared in front of us, one of them is an old dude, and the other is Zamasu. Dawasu Lord Beerus, to what is the reason for your visit? Beerus do you know of a Supreme Kai by the name of Zamasu? Dawasu yes I do, as a matter of fact, he is my apprentice, why would you like to know? After he finished talking, Beerus looked at Zamasu without saying a word, causing him to start getting nervous as he probably hasn't been stared down by a destroyer before. Sage TSK, I doubt staring at him will show you anything useful.
If you want to support me, check out my Patreon at https://www.patreon.com/Kaishin. I tend to polls that decide important plot stuff in my Patreon. Many thanks to my awesome patrons. Nicholas Berenger, Ben Phillips, Yamatancho. Taco TSK. Jose Torres. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be here until next time.